guys, Alex with Dieter's Motors, explaining kind of what we did to his Lamborghini here. You can do it pretty much to any car, everything's custom made. We had a supercharger installed in this vehicle. It was getting hot. As you know, heat kills everything, engine, transmissions. So whenever you do anything, forced induction, anything making high powers or anything like that, you create a lot of heat. So with the problem this car was having, it had a regular heat interchanger, which, you know, we ran to the front of the car, came back around, put the coolant down. It wasn't enough. You know, this is V10 engine, creates a lot of heat as it is, and then you add forced induction to it, you're gonna kill it. So what we ended up doing, they're called interchillers. Basically, you run your factory AC system. It's all custom made hoses, T's, and everything like that. What it does, it gets a freon from your vehicle. It cools the water down so much, you know, almost below freezing. But once you run it with coolant and keep the flow going, it'll keep the water super cold. So we installed this tank on this one, a big reservoir to kind of keep the water stored, keep it nice and cool. We hit the interchiller on this side. So what it does is you'll have your AC on, it'll freeze almost freeze the water, and it'll kind of flow through the system. This customer in particular ran this car hard. By the time he was done with this track, you know, the supercharger was even cold. It just keeps everything nice and cold. It, you know, be able to boost your power levels up more, and still have safe, you know, not to be able to have to pull a lot of time just because, you know, your car's getting hot. Could be made in any application, turbocharged, supercharged, any vehicle, everything's custom made. Let us know what you guys need. You know, it can be anything from a factory setup all the way to a big twin turbo, you know, supercharged vehicle. Like I said, everything's custom made. Let us know what application you got, and we'll knock it out.
So that is gonna go in the fender?
Yeah, so we gotta make brackets so this thing don't be as flimsy. So it's like we're gonna, what should I say, bro? We're gonna form a box on this, bro. So it's gonna be like this.
So hold this.
And it's gonna be over here.
Cool.
It looks sick, bro.
So there's 2 bolts. Bracket.
Okie dokie, sir.
You got a line going to your AC dryer, one from the AC dryer going to the interchiller, from the interchiller back to the supercharger, and then from the supercharger back to the water pump, and then just cycle them all together. It should be interesting, though.
On this car right here, we did a supercharger, and it has everything's built inside the supercharger, the heat exchanger. We ended up doing the interchiller. The way we did on this car, we mounted the interchiller on the right side of the car. We ran all the lines to the front, coming out of the condenser to be able to cool down the water from the supercharger. It's all used through factory AC compressor, so there's no upgrades to that. Everything stays the same, but everything else is ran custom. The lines, the fittings, everything from the front to the back. And basically on this one, we had to custom make the tank as well, custom make some brackets, be able to mount them. And we use a high flow water pump, all AM fittings to make sure everything's watertight, airtight seal. Basically the way it works, it'll cool down the water to below freezing. But the way if you have the water running, it won't freeze, so it just makes the water really cold. So the trouble this car was having is after a couple pulls, hard pulls, it was going into lit mode because it was getting so hot. Because the heat exchanger, the original one that I came with, it wasn't enough to cool the car down. After we did the interchiller, even the supercharger tops compensate how cold it's getting in there, and you're able to do track days, run it hard and still be able to keep your car cool.